What's up, Bankrupt Society? It is Sean here and welcome back to the channel, and we're back in the nation's capital of Canberra and we're here to check out one of Canberra's most exclusive and private car collections like ever. So without further ado, let's go in and check out some sick cars. So before we enter the collection, we just found this outside. It's a Renault Megane Trophy R, and looks like by the number on the windshield there, it looks like it's been tracked, but these are really cool. This is pretty much the tip-top version of the Renault Megane RS that you can get. Just an awesome front-wheel drive, really nice handling car. You can see here as well, it's got an Akrapovic exhaust. So this would sound mean as too, but I love the red wheels with the red livery on the side. And as you come here, you can see inside that it is a manual, so really awesome. Now we enter the collection, so follow me and let's go. Now the first car you'll see in this collection here is a Mazda Cosmo. Now I don't know too much about these cars other than the fact they're powered by a rotary, but just also the fact that they're a really cool car too. You can see it's sitting on these nice BBS wheels here, and it's just, for its time, it's a very futuristic looking car. And this example, if you come up to the paint here, look how immaculate the paint job is on this car. It's crazy clean, and same goes with the interior. If you look at the interior here, you can see this continuous dash kind of, which gives it a super futuristic look. And yeah, for its time, I think this came out in the 90s. So for its time, a very futuristic looking dash, and love the quad tips on the back too. That is a very nice touch. And this car, this is definitely the cleanest example I've ever seen of a Cosmo. Very impressive. So we're going to start off this collection with a Ford Focus RS. Now, the owner of this collection, Barry, has given us full permission to take off the car covers. So we're going to start off with this car, and we're just going to see how we go. I'm going to be careful not to scratch it in any way. Now, this is the second gen Focus RS. Now, I thought I'd highlight this car because, well, you don't really see them around at all. You see a lot of the Focus XR5 turbos. They do get around a lot, but not so much this generation RS. And you do see a lot of Mark III RSs around. So this is just wicked. These cars are really cool. Obviously, two-door, and I can see in here there's a manual. But come with me and we'll check out this car. Love the big wing on these cars, derived from the WRC rally versions. Just overall, such a cool car. You can see it's also been widened compared to like the standard versions. I think it's even wider than the XR5s too. Check out these wheels too. And the thing with Barry's collection, everything in it is in pristine condition. Like, you can see this car is just gleaming. Now the next car I'm uncovering here is pretty special. So this is a 718 Boxster, but it's not your ordinary Boxster. This one is a pretty special edition and quite rare in the grand scheme of things. This is the Boxster Spyder. Now, how can you tell that it is referred to as a Spyder? Well, the first thing you'll notice is these two humps at the back, which indicate this is the Boxster Spyder. Now, I don't know too much of the difference between a standard Boxster and the Boxster Spyder. All I know is that the standard Boxster is a lot more common than this. This is sort of a special edition, and you have the Spyder badge in chrome on the sides too. This thing is a manual as well, and you can see the driving gloves in there too for the ultimate driving experience. But man, this is a truly special car. You do not see many Boxster Spyders at all. Now, Barry isn't just a car collector. He's also a really skilled racer. And I mean, having a look at his trophy cabinet, you can definitely tell that he's not here to mess around. He races in the Targa Tasmania a lot, and you know, seeing all the first place trophies. This door here was from his SA22C RX-7, and which is photographed just there. That's really impressive.
Turn the lights on, let's get started. What's up, GQ? Y'all been asking? I brought the jury out, I brought the rocks out. This is what I'll say on the rocks. Yes, sir. Bow.
Now the car I'm next to is a Holden Special. These are just a really nice, like, little Holden. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about these cars, but I can appreciate an old 40s, 50s car. This is a really nice example. And what I love about cars from this era is all the chrome they have. Like, look at all this chrome in the front. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's something you definitely don't see in cars these days. So this is Barry, the owner of the collection, and he's going to talk to us a bit about some of these cars, and we'll start off with this FDRX7. Now, this is quite a special car.
This is the rarest and the best of all the FDRX7s.
All right, well, let's uncover it and let's check it out,
So
shall
what we have is the Australian developed car, especially developed by Mazda Australia. And on that team, by the way, is John Waterhouse from Canberra, who's my Mazda engineer down here, and he has all the build statistics for this and was heavily involved in the engine building for these cars as they modified them. They came from Japan, and they were modified in Australia to make them be able to beat the Porsches and similar cars at Bathurst and other races in Australia, which they did.
Wow. So it's basically just a special made car.
This is Australian delivered as stock from the factory and then modified to be a homologation car. So what they did in Australia is they got these cars in, worked out what they'd need to do, and particularly about fuel consumption, and to be able to race long enough at Bathurst not to lose by having to go into the pits to refuel. So there's a lot of carbon fibre bits on these cars, starting with the wing. Round the back here, he's got a 120 litre carbon fuel tank down under there, if you can see it. I bought this car and I thought, well, it's got dirty fuel in it and I've got to drive it to Canberra, and so I better go and get some fuel, and it had half a tank of fuel in it. And so I thought, well, I'll fill it up, and I'm filling it up, and the meter's going over $100, $110. I'm looking under the fucking thing to see if there's, it's all pouring out on the road. Yeah. And then got to Canberra and checked with John, and he said, no, the fuel tank that they've put in them. So there's a lot of other carbon fibre bits under the bonnet, which was specific for this car so it could win. So it's a homologation car to win races. So very rare in the world, probably one of 25.
Yeah, that's
a lot of them now coming up for sale are dodgy. They haven't got the correct wheels. They haven't got all the correct parts on them because they're being crashed and you can't find the parts anymore. This is 100% correct, this one.
Yeah, and probably one of the very, very few remaining that is in this condition and all correct.
When we look at the little marketing tools on this, if you zoom in on the wheel and look at the hubcap, that's not a Japanese Mazda hubcap, is it? With a little kangaroo on it.
No.
And the amazing thing about this story is that you'll notice that this kangaroo is a male kangaroo.
Okay.
A few years after they started doing SPs, the Japanese discovered that it was a male kangaroo and preferred it to be neutered. The Japanese were a bit, they thought that the kangaroo should be neutral, you know, in these political correct times. And the fascinating story is, after they neutered the kangaroo, none of the SPs developed in Australia ever won as the ones that were male used to win before they neutered it. Oh. That's just a little bit of trivia.
Just a bit of, yeah.
You notice in here there's another little kangaroo there, another little detail of the Australian delivered cars. And under the bonnet there's masses of carbon. Of course this bonnet, this is all SP, the extra cooling.
Wow.
These bonnets are quite sought after. and everything here is correct to build. So
Holy
we've
moly.
got carbon fibre here, we've got a different intercooling system, we've got a different exhaust system, more carbon fibre here, all Mazda branded. And again, back on here, we have a little Mazda Australia Kangaroo, and John informs me if you turn that badge over, if you take it off and turn it over, the Japanese Mazda writing is on the other side of it.
Oh, cool. Can we get you down this way? Because I took the cover off the Boxster Spyder, but I didn't really know what I was talking about, because the only difference I know between the standard Boxster and the Boxster Spyder is the two humps. But I was wanting to know if there's any more differences between the standard car.
That's supposed to be automatic, but I'm too impatient. Oh.
Oh.
New cars, give you the
As I was saying before, I don't know too much, too many differences between the standard Boxster and the Boxster Spyder. So, what are some more differences?
This was the only Porsche that I ever wanted, and the reason I wanted it was, this was the first Boxster that they bought out that was faster than a 911 out of the box. These were dynamically correct suspension layout and what have you, and the whole concept of this was a proper car. The Spyder was the first Boxster-based car that came out faster than the 911. I saw it. My wife drove one of her friends of ours, and she said, "You've got to buy one of these." Well, you got a wife that tells you to buy a car, you don't argue with her, you just go and find one and buy one. So I basically bought this because she told me to. And what I loved about it the most was the double hump, which is the throwback to the James Dean Speedster type car.
So good.
And the first one of these came out, and you couldn't go more than 60 kilometres an hour in them because the tops would blow off and all of this sort of stuff, and they used to leak and all that. But by the time they built this model, they've done this beautiful top. This is, by the way, is one of the few cars with a soft top that's just as pretty with the top up as with it down. And the lovely part about this is they've put this down here to tension the top so you can actually drive a decent speed with it up, which causes an air dam through here, which is really nice aesthetic with a little Spyder badge here.
Yeah.
So just a pretty, pretty, pretty car, and in my opinion, the best Porsche.
It's a beautiful car.
Ever made.
Yeah.
For me, these only came in manuals, and they're a limited number that were bought into Australia. So this is a 2016 model.
Wow. So performance-wise, it's obviously packs more power than the standard.
Yeah.
Boxster.
The other thing that I forgot about, and this is they put the 911 3.8 litre engine in it. So this was the first one they came out. It took them that many years up to 2016 to be game enough to make a Boxster quicker than a 911 because they tried to kill the 911 with the 928.
Oh, yeah.
And it never worked. And people just kept wanting to buy 911, 911, 911, 911. So they're stupid to kill it with a Boxster that's faster than it. So in 2016, they got game enough to transition their primary performance product from a 911 to a Cayman type platform, which is the same as the Boxster with a hard top on. And now, of course, the most desirable performance Porsche is the Cayman.
Yeah, okay. Right. Wow. Well, there you go. That's the Boxster Spyder. That's a very special car indeed.
Yeah. Lovely car. So we talked about the SP, which is the rarest of all the Series 8 RX-7s. The other thing I like to buy from my cars, and there's a couple here that I would rate as best in the world. So this is a car that the real enthusiasts know that it's the best of the RX-7s other than the Australian delivered rare one. This one is an RZ. Now they made very few of these, 140 or 300 or something, various figures, but very, very few, and much rarer than the Spirit R. But everyone knows about the Spirit R, but all the true collectors want this car. Now this car is probably a best in the world because it's got 16 or 17,000 kilometres on it from new. It's fully documented and it is in absolutely immaculate brand new condition. Get a good detail on the edge of the seat where it wears out. All the seats and that, the mats, everything is 100% correct, brand new.
That's insane. Wow, 16,000 Ks. Yeah, where else are you going to find an RZ of this, like this example here?
Well, I had a guy, when I advertised that, came round and said he'd buy this for $195 for what that other guy paid for it. But he didn't have the money, then he got cold feet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I don't blame him,
No.
but he might still buy it.
So we don't have the capacity.
The paint almost looks like a
They're pearl white.
Pearl,
But it's
yeah.
funny, in different models, it's slightly different colour tone. They're all pearl white,
okay.
but that one's got a little bit more cream in it than this one.
Right, okay, yeah. So just little subtle differences. There we go. See, just
See, everywhere, brand new.
that's like straight out the dealership type
And
stuff.
that's not me making it brand new. That's how it's always been.
It's just how it is. Wow. Yeah, that is very impressive. That is so clean.
So when this car was ordered in Japan, it was specced up with Mazda Sport disc brakes. You see, they're hatted disc brakes, and they're an extremely rare market add-on for these cars. In the Mazda parts catalogue, the price for these is PAO.
Oh, right. And
Second hand, a pair of front brakes is 10 grand.
All right, so this place is obviously full of best in the world cars, and the list just keeps coming. So let's move on.
So this is a Spirit R, and I would rate myself this as being a best in the world as this series. It's not low kilometres, but it's amazing condition, so much so that I've got a letter. If you know about Spirit R's, they've got a chromium plaque on the firewall, and Kojima-san, the engineer that developed these, is signed and numbered the plaques, and I have a personal message through my engineer back from Japan to my engineer and then on to me, congratulating me on the condition of this car. So the reason I believe it's the best in the world, it's one of 40 automatics. Now, as well as buying cars and loving to own them, I don't like to buy cars if I think they're going to go down a deep bottomless pit of expense. And when I bought this, a friend of mine that used to own the SP said to me, yes, but in a few years' time, because the automatics were rated below the manuals, he said, in a few years' time, there's going to be kids that can only drive an automatic. And I said, well, that's a good point. And it's such a nice car to drive. Slightly slower, obviously, than the manual, but a really, really nice car in really top condition.
All right. No, that's a really good point you made about how, a lot of the younger generation will be driving more autos than manuals. So this car would be perfect for it.
See that there?
Oh, right
And a
there.
signature on the bottom of it. So all of these are numbered, the final run-out ones, but these were one of 1,500, and that's why the RZ is much, much rarer. But again, because this is a run-out model, it's more sought after.
Wow.
But the true enthusiast will want an RZ, not a Spirit R.
That's crazy. And like Barry pointed out before, this is the Japanese badge there. The one we saw on the homologation one was the kind of Australian one, and that's different. But yeah, again, really, no wonder you got a letter from Japan for this. This is crazy clean.
Some people can just look after a car. The mileage in a car is the first chapter of the book.
Yeah.
It's not the be-all and end-all, but the mileage is an indicator of how much use it's been done. A lot of cars are clocked, a lot of vary, but if you look at the mileage, whether it's right or wrong, and the car presents to that mileage, becomes the second chapter of the book. These ones, the four-seater, and they've got the leather seats, which are actually really nice to sit in. But again, it's taste. The carbon seats are worth 20 grand US second hand.
Wow.
But the leather seats are really nice. So, in here there's about $120,000 worth of seats if you discount all the cars. It's a lovely car.
It smells really nice in here. That is, wow. It just smells like JDM car in here. That's really nice. We've seen this car at one of our meets as well, and this is a obviously, as you can see, it's a race car. So tell us a bit about this car.
This car's an extra special car, and for a race car it's still really nice to drive on the street. A little bit noisy, but it's still a lovely car. It's got beautiful turning, beautiful point. This car was developed by John Waterhouse at Reliance Automotive in Canberra as a Targa Tasmania car. Before this we had a Series 1, and then the regs changed so we could run this car, and so we developed it up. At the time it was the most expensive car I'd ever owned in my life, and it turned out to be a very successful car. We were a classic, outright classic handicap winner in this car, and a lot of high places. A video of this can be found on YouTube if you Google "flat out with your bat out" RX-7 Targa Tasmania. So, did that come up?
Yep. I
heard something.
You might need to lift it a bit. Just.
I don't think it came up.
Nah. I'll pull it up higher.
Well, I heard something.
Just stick a key under it.
I do have a key, but I don't want to scratch it or anything.
No, it's all right. Just go and pull the lever in there on the side. There's two levers. One for the long one.
Oh,
There.
No.
That's true. See, the only thing that keeps my brain going, this is telling me to, it's telling me to exercise.
oh. We're doing enough steps anyway. Wow, that's all the info on it. Wow. So, as you can see in here, this is fully race spec with the roll cage and the race seats. This thing is not here to mess around at all.
As a bankrupt society sort of guy, everyone else would gut that car out. But you see, it's like still retro inside. John took the console out and added carbon in this one.
Yeah.
He built a hydraulic handbrake, but I can do it at the motor corner, but I was never confident enough at high speed. So that's drifting skills, which I told you I never had.
Yeah. Oh, the bonnet pins. That's very race car.
Yeah, there's nothing holding it down except the bonnet pins. This is a highly developed road racing car, not a drag car, not a circuit racing car, but a road racing car with an engine that's built to have the maximum torque, that it doesn't bang on the horsepower. It delivers the power smoothly, so you can accelerate out of slippery corners in the wet, cold conditions, and you'll still maintain to the cover of your car. If you had a drag type engine in this, the power would come in halfway through the corner, the car would spin, and it'd be all over. So to do that, we've got quite highly developed but not exotic looking. You'll notice remote canister suspension. That's a huge feature for top quality suspension, so that your suspension will keep performing at optimum level for 7-8 hours of the day. You've got a cool air intake here. This cowling on here is to direct all the air through the sun, no air getting lost through this, and developed to the requirements of the event. So you can't just go up and slather like Time Attack.
Yeah.
The car has to be built to the performance parameters of what's in the regulations. For example, this car has a close ratio gearbox.
Oh, yeah.
But a close ratio gearbox has got to be in the original gearbox housing, and they can cost megabucks. But John the engineer sat in front of the television for a couple of nights with all the Mazda parts catalogues for all the commercial vehicles and all the cars, and picked the correct ratios to build a close ratio gearbox. If you didn't have a close ratio gearbox in this car, it would go off the power band between gear changes. So to do that, the downside is it's got a first gear that is more like halfway between first and second gear in a normal car. You can't do big burnouts off the line, else you'll twist the axles and break them. So you've got to go easy, slip the clutch a little bit to get it moving, and then you accelerate. So you lose perhaps a second to start, and Targa is like, if it's 35 starts in Targa, you've got lost 35 seconds, but you can pick up a lot more of that in the corners. This car will go around a 90-degree bend as fast as you can around that sort of bend in first gear.
Wow. Yeah, that's...
But then it's going bam, 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 you know, it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's on the power band the whole time.
That's very impressive, and it's purpose-built for the occasion. Which,
And it's awaiting its next racing driver owner because I'm retired.
So this is your other Spirit R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good car to buy for a driver one.
Yeah,
But it's not 9.8 out of 10. It's 9 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10, but not like so good you don't want to drive it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it goes so well.
Oh, it definitely would.
To me, I'd much prefer to drive an RX-7 than a GTR.
Okay, yeah.
They're light. Again, they're drivers'
They
cars.
are.
They're light, they turn in, they're a pleasure to drive.
Yeah.
You know? The 34 is slow as an old dog off the line because it doesn't get going till you're doing 120.
Well, these only weigh, what, just under 1,300 kilos?
Something like, yeah.
Yeah.
But they feel nice. Weight is the all-important factor about everything in cars. Everyone looks at the 0 to 100 times, oh, it does 4.3, oh, it only does 4.7. You can't fucking tell the difference. Yeah. You know? But the fucking big, heavy shit box of a thing gets to go around the first corner.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
It doesn't matter because I don't want to drive them anyway.
And that's what I love about these things too. You can just throw it around corner.
They're just lovely to drive.
And just, yeah, they would be superb to drive. Absolutely. You definitely know why these are the most desired RX-7s
Yeah.
in the FD.
But the RZ's still the collectible one.
The RZ is still, yeah, that's the collectible.
It's the creme de la creme.
This one's a manual as opposed to the other one, which
Yeah,
is an
and
auto,
it's
right?
a type. This is a type A. That's a type C.
Oh, okay.
So it's type A, type B, and type C. Type B is four seat. So that's got 4 seat and got back seat belts and everything.
Yeah.
This is only 2 seat.
Ah.
Type B is 4 seat manual. Type C is 4 seat automatic.
Okay.
40 only built ever.
Oh,
That's why it's best in the world.
yeah. Well,
Almost certainly.
yes.
You know,
yeah.
you never know.
You never know.
No,
yeah.
but it almost certainly is.
Yeah.
Whereas this is one of hundreds. You know.
Yeah. I love the Recaros in it.
Yeah, what people do. I drove back from Sydney and I thought, these are uncomfortable. But you know, they tilt as well. Because I like lumbar support. I always get a sore back. But if this takes a weight off my spine when I'm driving, you always get sore at the base of my spine. And they're so good with that. So even after a while, I don't even use it that far back. I use it about halfway.
Yeah, okay.
But I didn't know they did that.
That's really cool.
Now, this little car down there, this little boring one, that was the best giant killer I ever had.
Oh, the MX-5.
So have a look at that MX-5 and then go up to this result sheet at Eastern Creek and have a look at the results sheet. So you
That's
go...
the MX-5, that's right at the top.
That's me.
Yeah.
Porsche. Bet the lot of them.
Yeah.
And the guy doing the event, I said it was a supercharged MX-5. And I said, you entered it as a supercharged MX-5? He said, yeah. I said, you don't enter it as a fucking turbocharged WRX, do you? I said, just drop the supercharged, and when I beat the Porsche guys, they'll talk to me. I came back Eastern Creek, it was 1 lap dash. So round, warm up, 1 lash and in. I came in the pits and all he said to me is, they'll talk to you now.
Oh.
Because I beat a lot of them. So we go from a really well-engineered little car that looks stock standard to a racing car that looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Biggest piece of shit I've ever owned. To change the petrol tank in that car, you had to take the whole body off it.
What?
It was built in Queensland, and in theory a really nice car, Lexus engine in an MX-5, but just wasn't thought out, wasn't built correctly, and was just horrible. Just didn't do anything except make noise and look fast. It's one of those coffee shop cars. I'm a racing driver. Coffee, go home, park it.
Yeah.
So we go from one of the worst cars I've ever had to the only car I should have kept. And this again, Australian developed. That's why I say the history of Australian cars. Australian developed. Now you young guys won't even know what that is, will you?
Is that a... No.
I hope you're recording all of this. Education number 3.
Yeah, do
Please,
tell.
enlighten us.
Built 15 in Queensland, called a Giocattolo.
The lights went out. It must have signed.
Yeah, that was really cool when you said that.
Really cool.
So that car is an Alpha Sprint with a Walkinshaw 5 litre in the back seat attached to a ZF transaxle.
With a walking... Oh.
Holy crap.
And again, Walkinshaw, the Holden engine was notoriously bad for oil surge, but eventually I got that fixed, and we put enough baffling in the sump so we could actually drive around corners fast without blowing up the engine. I sold it because I was driving it fast and it was going to cost 4 times what it was worth if I crashed it. I generally don't crash cars when we're racing, but you've always got to work on the theory. You always race the cars you can afford to throw away, because then you can race correctly. You don't race a Lamborghini or anything like that.
You're too scared to crash
Yeah,
it.
but also they're too hard to drive. I mean, even a GT3 Porsche in Targa Tasmania is totally the wrong car to drive in Targa Tasmania. They're built with downforce for a circuit. In Targa Tasmania, the guys that died in them, the car gets light over a crest. What happens when the car's light? Air under the front of it. Front downforce is gone.
Yeah.
Rear downforce remains constant. Boop. Dead.
Yeah.
Horses for courses. Race engine in a rotary engine. Torque engine, not a drag engine.
Yeah.
GT3 is good for a track. Extremely dangerous to drive in a rally. Wow. So that was a goodie.
That would have been sick. That would have sounded so good.
That's
too.
that's $500,000 now, and it was a lovely car. If you Google that, you'll find a photo in the toolkit in the back. It was built really nicely built. In the toolkit in the back, they had a little hip flask of Bundy rum. So if you broke down, you could have a drink of Bundy. It's so cool. It was such
That's very Queenslander.
And the engine cover in the back of it over the engine, it was screw-in for screw-down aluminium, but it was all leather covered. Everything was lovely in that car.
Wow.
Don't know where it is now. That's the first Summernats trophy. That's Summernats 6.
Someone at 6.
I can't remember what car it was, but it'd either be the Giocattolo or the Bullet.
Wow.
And the year we nearly won Grand Champion was, I think this year, top stylised bodywork. This was the Giocattolo, top Super Tech, and first in the Motorcana. And I knew nothing about it. We only went out there because it's between Christmas and New Year. We had nothing to do. And we're putting the car back on the truck. And the guy said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home." He said, "I think you better stay for the presentation." And only the fact that they wanted a more hot rod car to win, we would have won Grand Champion. We didn't even know what we were doing, but we won three trophies.
That's really cool. Wow.
Pretty funny, isn't it?
They do.
It's all when you have fun. When you're having fun, you don't give a shit. That's when it all happens. This trophy here is Summernats 6 in the days where wood still reigned. So this is a handmade wooden trophy. There's
So
a
cool.
few other ones. This one is Summernats 19. And at home I've got another one, but I've got a lot of the bigger, some of the bigger trophies, the first place trophies at home, but there's only a certain amount of space.
From my understanding, this is a very, very, very special R32 GTR under here. And it's going to sell for a record price, which we can't disclose. But
Well, there's interested at the moment. There's somebody interested in it. It's best in the world. And if it sells, it'll be a best in the world price, because this is ex-Gibson Motorsport, Australian delivered GTR that was then given to Mark Scaife as a road car. And I've had it in my collection since about 2007. And at my age now, it's time to pass them on to somebody else that's going to enjoy them as well.
dang, man. Look at that.
This car, when I say best in the world, it's the best documented. There's other low kilometre ones. This one has got 16 or 17,000 kilometres, but it's got the best provenance and the low kilometres, so that's why I rate it as the best in the world car.
Yeah, I don't think there will be many people that disagree with you on that one. This is just a pristine example. The colour on this is beautiful. Love the dark. The dark red suits the R32 so well.
So as would be expected, this is won best of show at various times at various car meets around Australia. The Australian delivered cars had various variants on the Japanese one. I think the windscreen wiper's only on the Australian one. They've got the side indicators and there's 3 or 4 other things that are on them that aren't on the Japanese cars. And of course, the interior is brand new.
That's brand new.
The only thing here is Mr. Scape's signature, which I can't say I'm excited about having Mr. Scape's. Where's the f*** hole up here? There's his signature over there.
Signed by Mark Scaife. That is crazy.
When I bought it, it had ridiculous big mag wheels on that used to, on full lock, used to scrape on the inner guards.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to find a set of rims to put it back to standard.
Well, that's just boosted up the price of the car, just the rims.
This is my R33 Vspec. Of all the cars here, this is the only one with slight modifications, but good modifications. I never buy modified cars for collecting, but this car was actually built by an engineer who built open-wheeler race cars. I figured his modification would add to the car and not detract it. Most kids get a car for 80 grand, spend 40 grand on it, it's worth 60 because they don't know what they're doing. So stay well away from modified cars unless you know specifically how good they are.
Absolutely.
So this is a 33 Vspec, 36,000 kilometres. There was a guy at the GTR festival with a number plate 33 boat.
Yeah.
So these were always...
They're known as the boat
GTRs. They're the middle of 3 children, and always the middle of the 3 children is not the one that gets looked after the most. Yeah. But in reality, with the modifications on this car, this is the nicest of the GTRs to drive. Slightly more modern platform than the 32. Mm-hmm. You can still drive this nicely, yeah, and it'll still perform. Once they become into supercar territory, they're fine at 150 kilometres an hour, but for driving around town, they're painful.
R33s, yeah, probably the least desirable culturally of the GTRs, but I personally really like the R33s.
Again, Teresa liked this one the best always. And I had no intention of buying one, and when this low kilometre one turned up, it lived on a dirt road on an island. You had to get on a ferry, on a barge, you know, what do you call them? To get to the island.
Man the capstan! Raise top yard! Keep that powder dry!
And then it was down a dirt road. It was a little bit dusty, but that all detailed out. And the guy that owned it, and I've left this here all the time, that's his police association ribbon on that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And his plan was, because when the cops pulled him up, they'd see the police association ribbon. He had nothing to do with the police, but I thought, good enough for you, good enough for me, so I left it there. But see, this at 36,000 kilometres is no better than that RX-7 with 75,000 kilometres. So apparently when the 33s came out, Nissan hadn't perfected the cooling ducting on the front of them, and this is one of the modifications on this car that the engineer that built it made up his own moulds and put what he called like a V8 supercar type ducting underneath to get much better airflow through the radiator.
That's a type of mod that most people wouldn't even know about in the first place. People go, oh, intake, bigger turbo, bigger intercooler, suspension, blah, blah, blah. But you don't normally talk about, you know, ducting and that kind of stuff.
All the kids that own Yaris's, they buy a Yaris and the first thing they want to do is go and spend 10 grand on it. And I don't know how many times on the Yaris sites I've said, go and spend 2 grand on driving lessons and you'll go faster than the 10 grand of modifications. And they go, oh. Okay, here we go, guys. The holy grail of GTRs. First giveaway is the colour.
Yep.
Millennium Jade. The second giveaway is the writing on the boot, which says this is a Vspec tuner. Not low kilometres, but this car is 70-odd thousand kilometres, and the condition is like a 20,000 kilometre car.
That's, yeah, well, it looks like it's got 0 Ks on the clock with the
Yeah.
condition of this
So that's
thing.
why I say that kilometres is the first chapter.
That's right. Pretty much every JDM kid fanboy's dream right here. It's top of this, the Vspec 2 Nürburgring, which is what this is the top of the range R34, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, well, there you go.
This was the run-out model, and it was the run-out models always seem to be the most collectible down the track. This colour was specific only to Vspec tuners. Well, it might have been on the M specs too, but I'm not sure about that. But you couldn't buy a normal GTR in this colour.
Yeah.
This is the Premo one for these. This adds 100 grand on the price. Something stupid, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that much, but it's ridiculous.
Well, they do go for a mint, these things. Absolutely. And this particular car was displayed at the Nissan dealership, like years ago. I remember.
They just asked me for it.
Yeah.
A good photo because it's reflected. I've still got, it was one of the best photos ever because the floor's real shiny and the car's reflected in the floor.
Yeah, that's really cool. I remember seeing that in the dealership as a kid and going, this is awesome.
And for all the kids that are in this sort of stuff, it's got the PlayStation on the dash where you can actually work out how many G-forces you're pulling going around the corner. Instead of looking out the window, you look at the dash and you're doing so many G-forces you crash.
This is pristine, obviously, being in Barry's collection, but I just love how the cover here is pretty much the same colour as the exterior. That's just my thing.
All stock standard.
But it's all completely stock. 70,000 Ks. Wow, I'm actually honestly speechless.
They never got the paint right on the carbon bonnet. You can still see the carbon weave through the paint.
Oh, yeah,
If you look closely.
Yeah, full carbon.
And the air ducting in the back is brilliant on these too. So when you drive a Vspec 2 Nur, which of course is for Nürburgring, you've got to have gone to Germany and driven the Nürburgring and have the sticker to prove it. So this is the Nürburgring sticker on the Vspec 2 Nur.
Oh, there you go. That pretty much just completes the car.
Here's a tip for young guys buying a car. When you're looking at all the ads on car sales, you'll find about 4 photos that'll tell you the condition of the car more than any other photos that you'll look at, and 99% of the ads won't have them. So the first photo is the condition of the sill. So as you get into a car that has very, very careful use or very low kilometres, the sill won't have any damage on it. The second thing is, and nobody shows this in a car, I'll show you a picture of the back seats, is the condition of the edge of the driver's seat and the bolsters in the driver's seat of the car, and all the driver's seat in particular, but the right-hand bolster particularly. And the third thing is the driver's side carpet. Well, this car has got an over carpet on it, and there's the original Vspec 2 Nur carpet. Those carpets, second hand again, are worth an absolute fortune because they're unavailable.
Wow.
They might have aftermarket ones, but the original ones are very highly sought after and very expensive.
Those are really good tips to know a car's quality for sure.
Nobody thinks about it.
No, they don't.
Okay, so this car I never really loved, but I couldn't help myself because I needed to bookmark the other ones. But of all the GTRs, to me, this is my least favourite. In so much as it's come from Japan, it's never been registered in Australia, but it does have 6,000 kilometres on it, and it is brand new.
Wow, 6,000 Ks. You got to have this in your GTR
So
collection.
you're looking at the light it's in showroom condition, the wheels,
It definitely
the paint.
is. Holy moly,
Everything about it is super nice. I mean, the one thing I say about a GTR is I like the Cosmo. How cool is this line here? This is really Darth Vader.
That's really
You
nice.
know, it's so cool, but they're just too big and too heavy.
They are a big chunky car, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a monster. And a lot of design features. I mean, the lights are cool. There's a lot of cool things about it. Not my sort of car.
What I really like about these cars is the twin turbo V6 and how much you can mod them and make power from them. And they make great drag cars. Not that you do anything like that, but they're very impressive motor.
Oh yeah, for that sort of thing. But for an enjoyable car to drive around the street, ho hum, who gives a shit? As Teresa said, why would you put pedal shifts on a truck?
Yeah,
it's just too heavy.
It is about the size of a truck.
Getting out of the Yaris into this.
Oh,
I mean, you can drive them really fast, but you've got to be really talented because you've got to manage that weight transfer on every corner.
What year is this one particularly?
2007.
Oh, so this is like when they first came out.
Yeah, well, you can only bring in 2007, 2008 because then I think they started selling in Australia in 2009.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is an 07. Wow. And to see one in this condition too, like an 07,
so
is crazy.
To look at all these, I love a lot too about them.
Door handles, that's a really cool feature, how they push in to pull out. That's awesome.
So again, looking at the telltale features to buy a car, looking at the sills, this one has actually still got the protective cover on the chrome trip in the middle of the sill.
Oh, it does. Yeah, normally you peel this stuff off, but that's still on.
And the chairs and everything else is all like mint original.
It smells brand new in there. Holy crap.
It feels awesome when you start and it does all this bullshit stuff and that, you know, racing driver.
Yeah.
Okay, Jetson Central, the last of the mega cars from Japan before the financial collapse, is the Mazda Cosmo. Blast off.
So we're going to go for a ride in the Cosmo now. I'm really excited. Hopping in. Oh, that's awesome. Just love the continuity of the dash from the door.
Oh yeah, so
flows
cool.
Really nicely into the dash.
And this is nice. This is why I said I'll register the car.
Yeah.
It's more like the sort of cars that I see in bankrupt society. This is the closest to something cool.
That's mad. Woohoo! The vents in the doors there too. Really cool car.
The dash is so nice.
The dash is probably the coolest thing about this car.
You've got to do at least 150 kilometres on a tank of petrol. Because if you don't do that, you're not even trying.
Oh! Oh, that's quick.
Well, that got the desired reaction, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big, heavy car, so off the line, you know, it's got to get its momentum up in the engine before it starts doing anything. But then it just keeps feeding it in. I mean, this was a lot of firsts in this car. I can't remember what all of them were. I think this was the first sequential twin turbo ever built.
Oh,
before
really?
The RX-7s. They've never sold a more expensive car than this even today.
That's crazy. This car is so futuristic.
Yeah, I knew you'd like this one.
I
But
love
it was
it.
also due for rego.
Nice. This is fast. That's a fast car.
But look at that, no vibration.
It's so smooth. The
Yeah.
whole power delivery was silky smooth.
Yeah, but if you buy yourself and you boot it at the traffic lights, you can sometimes get wheel spin and axle tramp, which is pretty amazing for an automatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feeds the power on it. It's just such a lovely car. Look,
It is.
You can drive along like this. You can go fast.
And
it looks cool. This
looks
is
cool.
the ultimate cruiser.
And it's smooth. I can't
Yeah.
get over how smooth
This
that
is
was.
the closest internal combustion engine car that you'll ever be in. It's the closest to an electronic powered vehicle because there's no vibration. The 20B is such a silky motor.
Yeah.
Now, triple rotor is distinct from a double rotor, It is, and that's, I mean, then they can modify these to mega horsepower.
Oh, absolutely. How was that?
That was amazing. It picks up like unbelievably fast.
And so that is the whole collection, and man, very, very, very impressive collection there. So we'd like to give a huge thanks to Barry for showing us around and telling us a bit about his cars. It's been an absolute treat. Also like to thank Nav for being behind the camera today, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel for even more videos like this, and make sure to follow our socials for even more. But until then, we'll catch you in the next episode.